Hey guys, this is Last Zack NA or Zack's Blobs, and today I'm going to do a video on Zack's Slingshot and why I think it's one of the coolest spells in the game, bar none, and some of the awesome things that you can do with it, and some of the little tricks that I've picked up over however many games I've played Zack. So before that though, I realized that before this week I had like 40 subscribers, something like that. And now I have over 100 because of the Potato Monster thing. So thank you to Potato Monster, and thank you to all the people that subbed because of Potato Monster. Also a huge thank you to everyone who subbed before Potato Monster. I love all of you guys, and I never thought I would have had more than 5 subscribers because, who plays Zack? But I guess people are starting to, so thank the meta shift for that. And I wanted to know what you guys wanted from this channel a little bit. Now that there's a ton of people on it, I don't think I've ever not answered a question in the comments section. So feel free to ask me anything you want. Type suggestions. If you guys want me to do like a Q&A for the next video, I'd love to do that. Whatever you guys want, I'll do my best. So I just wanted to make that clear. But getting right into it. So I'm just going to show you a couple spots that are pretty cool with Zack's Slingshot. First one is from Dragon to Red Buff. Some people don't know you can do this. You can go from Dragon to Red Buff, no problem. You can also do it with level 4 Slingshot. It doesn't have to be level 5. And then obviously you can go back the other way. So this is kind of useful for stealing Dragon if you, if this is warded or if this is warded or something like that. Usually they don't reward red buff because who expects a dragon steal from red buff? You can also do it on the opposite side of the map with this red buff and Baron Pit. So that works too. And then another way to steal dragon, if you put a ward in the pit and you go across the way, you can actually smite. Oh wow, holy crap, that's embarrassing. My god. Alright, we're going to try that again, boys. Man, that's something else. Haven't done this in a while. I usually don't do this. So, let's see here. Yeah, so there you go. So you can smite it in midair without actually going into the pit. I don't know if you saw that or not. You might want to rewatch it if you didn't exactly see it. But you can go from this spot to this spot and smite dragon in midair. If you get lucky, then you can get it. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend doing that most of the time because most of the time when you smite, you want to add some damage to your smite to make it a larger amount of damage that you're adding to dragon. So a lot of times you just want to jump in straight on the dragon so you can do the extra 400 damage or whatever from your slingshot in unstable manner. Alrighty, so then next I am going to talk about bottom lane ganks. So obviously most people know about this one. You can gank from right here. It's pretty obvious. Most people know about that one. And then some people I see ganking from here when it's just as easily ganked from here. So there's a bot lane tower here, and their bot lane is pushed all the way up to your tower. I'm pretending that this is my tower. And you can easily get, to here or even on the tower, or, it's most people do not ward this spot. So it's very easy to get kills just by being aware of where wards are. And then obviously you can do it on the opposite side of the map too. You can gank top lane from here or top lane from here. So then next I'm going to talk about some mid-tower sieging spots, and Zack is very good against sieging teams because he can full engage on them without having given them much warning for it. And a really important part of that is smiting the chicken buff. Chicken buff is extremely important because if you have a ward on you and you're trying to slingshot onto them, they're obviously going to know, and it won't work out very well for you. So say they are engaged. Man, this Malphite is BMing me. The Malphite bot. He's OP. So say there's 4 people sieging your mid turret here. Obviously there's not one because this Malphite's a jerk. But So say there's people sieging this turret, you can jump from here and you know, get onto anyone who's sieging this turret. If this pit is warded and you know it, then you can go from here, sort of almost get there. You can also go from right in here. I'd be careful with this spot because although it does get you farther, the vision is a little funky in here. So I don't know, if there's a ward here, then they can see you. Also, you can go from this spot right here. And this is pretty useful because not a lot of people ward this bush when they're sieging a tower, which is a mistake, especially against Zac or Fiddlesticks or you know, things like that. So that's a pretty useful one as well. This tower is pretty easy to get a jump on as well. You can go from this spot on, you know, onto anyone in front of the turret right here. You can even go from this spot right here if you so choose, like if this is warded something. You kind of have to be careful. This is what I'm saying, like the chicken buff and stuff. Man, that's Malphite. Look at this guy. He does not like me very much. You can go from this spot right here, this bush. You can also go from this spot right here on this side. Get my slingshot off cooldown here. Yeah, so right there, you can go on there. You can also go from here. This is a little bit harder because you're farther away from the turret and it's easier for them to see you in this spot if there's like minions or something. Speaking of minions. Okay, come on guys. The entire freaking map running after me. Man, I gotta finish this quick before this Malphite takes out my whole base. So you can also do it from this spot right here. No problem. And those are just a couple cool spots that, and obviously you can do all that stuff on the other side of the map as well. It just bothers me sometimes. I'll see Zac players that don't know what they'll just be like standing right here when people are sieging this tower. Like, you are not useful right here. Go somewhere where you can be useful. Man, I gotta kill this Malphite. You gotta be kidding me. This guy's a jerk. Oh man, you gotta be kidding me. I probably should not have had a bot in this. And then last couple things that I wanted to talk about were some things with his unstable matter and blob spawning, and then one more little cool trick with Slingshot. So Slingshot, obviously, you can charge it up or you can cast immediately. Unfortunately, man. No, please. Oh man, I gotta go. I gotta get healed. But so there's a couple cool things with. Let's get some armor for minions. Okay, cool. So blobs have two ways of spawning. Like, people always ask me, like, are blob spawns just based off of RNG, or how do you determine where blobs are going to spawn? And it's heavily RNG based. I will say that. But there are two different ways that they can spawn. And one is just when Zac is by himself with no enemy champion near, and you use a move, and the blob spawns very, very close to you. It's like within 2 steps away from you, so that you can easily pick it up and go on your merry way with that, whatever you were doing. The opposite way it spawns is if there's right on time. Thank you, Malphite, for once. This guy would stop hitting me. Okay, that was rude. The other way it can spawn is if you are near an enemy champion and you hit an enemy champion with it. It spawns farther away from you, halfway in between you and the enemy champion. So if there's a champion within 1,000 range of Zac, the blobs will spawn halfway between you and that champion, slightly closer to Zac, very slightly closer to Zac. And obviously that doesn't factor in which way you're running, like Draven axes do. Draven axes take into account which way you're running. Zac blobs do not. So you want to take that into account when you are doing something. You can also use it to check if someone's invading you. So if your blob suddenly starts spawning in very odd places, you'll know that there's probably someone nearby, instead of no one being nearby. And the last thing is with Slingshot. There are actually two ways to cast Slingshot, and one of them's faster than the other. So if I obviously you can charge it all the way up, but if you're just trying to stun someone that's right next to you, I'm just going to use these minions for an example. One way you can do it is you can go like, you can in front of you, straightforward. If you are right in on top of the target that you want to stun slash knock up, then you can press the slingshot button right on top of yourself, and it'll be actually slightly faster. I don't know if you see that or not, but it only works if you are right on top of the target. So be really careful with that one. Obviously if you miss a slingshot like that, it's pretty embarrassing. So you want to make sure you're doing it right. So you just get right on top of the target and press a slingshot on yourself, and it's a little bit faster than if you do it the other way, which I'm going to try and see. So like it takes a slightly longer time. So that's just a couple things I wanted to talk about. But yeah, that's mostly all I wanted to talk about today, guys. So I hope you learned something. If you didn't, then let me know. Like, hey, I could use some more advanced stuff. Like, don't do something more advanced or something. I don't know. But I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comment section. Ask me all the questions you want. I do have a guide. It'll be in the description. My coaching site is in the description as well. I'm giving lessons if anyone cares about that. I think I am charging like $2 an hour, so sorry for anyone that wanted to do it for free. I just stopped doing that. Yeah, but that's pretty much it for today. Please let me know if there's anything I can do. I will see you guys later, and I want you all to have an awesome day today. Bye-bye.